So today we're going to talk about multiplication. Here we have 24 times 31. This is pretty easy, obviously, to calculate on your calculator. But let's think about it in a different way. Let's think about it as calculating the area of a rectangle with those dimensions. Let's say this is 31 units wide and 24 units high. Let's say we break the sides into tens and ones. So that side would be 3 tens and 1 1. This side you would have 2 tens and 4 ones. So you add all those up, that's 24. You add all of these up, 31. Let's continue these markings across the rectangle. And now we have a bunch of rectangles of different sizes. So this rectangle here is 10 by 10. It happens to be a square that has an area of 100 units. Now this rectangle here has a height of 10 and a width of 1, so it has an area of 10. Same here. These rectangles are 1 high and 10 wide. They all have an area of 10. These squares have dimensions 1 by 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So they have an area of 1. So we said that we're trying to find the area of this larger rectangle. Well, the area of the larger rectangle is just the area of all these little rectangles added up. So how many of these rectangles do we have? We have 6 of those, so that's 600. And how many tens do we have? We've got 2 here, and then we've got 4 by 3, that's 12, 14 times 10. And then we've got 4 ones. So we get the same result. Let's try it one more time. So the rectangle is 24 long and 13 high. Same rectangle, we're just breaking it up into little pieces. Ten squared, and these are tens. These are ones. So 200, 2 100s, plus 10 tens, plus 12 ones, check our answer, 312. Why are we doing this? Why are we multiplying simple numbers in such a difficult way that takes so much extra work? So this time around, instead of two numbers, we've got two algebraic expressions. We've got 2x plus 1 and x plus 4. Let's pretend that those represent the length and width of a rectangle. So let's say this is 2x plus 1, and this is x plus 4. We don't know what x is, but we'll mark it on our diagram. So that's x, x, and 1. 2x plus 1. Here we've got x, and we've got 4 ones. Doing what we did before. So we've got two large rectangles, and those rectangles have dimensions x and x. So if you multiplied those two, you'd get x squared. Here's another rectangle. It's x by 1. And so the area of that is going to be x. These rectangles, though I drew them a little bit differently, also have the same area, 1 by x. These rectangles are squares, even though they don't look like it, because they're 1 by 1. So to get the total area of the rectangle, or in other words, multiply those two expressions, I'm going to add up all of these quantities. So I've got 2x squareds, and then I've got, how many x's do I have? 8 here, and 1 there. 9 altogether. Then I've got 4 ones altogether. So when we are multiplying these expressions, which we call binomials, we call them binomials because there are two terms, we are expanding them, or finding the product of them. So we're going to skip the diagram and basically do what the diagram did, but without drawing it out. So we multiply the 2x and the 4x. If we were to draw a diagram, we would multiply the -7 and the 4x. We would multiply the 2x and the 9. And we multiply the -7 and the +9. So at this point, we can simplify by grouping like terms. Those are like terms. Negative 28 and positive 18. And then we have subtract 63. So doing B, after a while you might skip this step. So when we simplify, these two terms add up to 0, and we're left with just two terms in our answer. So when you see an expression like this and you are asked to expand it, this is really the same as writing this. It's just a short form. So when we expand this, we get 4x squared and where did all those terms come from? This one came from these two. This came from these two. This one came from this and this. It's getting kind of messy. And this 9 came from the multiplying the two threes. Sometimes you may see a diagram that looks like this, and it just lets you keep track of all the multiplications that happen. So there's 4 multiplications. Once you have those 4 terms, you're going to simplify the middle 2 terms. And write your trinomial. Trinomial is an expression with 3 terms in it.